Welcome, everybody. Tonight we're going to be playing Mythras. It's our favorite game. Um, and we're going to be going through the Meeros Doomed mini campaign. Anything you want to say before we start?
I'm excited. I'll say I'm not as familiar with Mythras as I wish I was, so even though I'm trying to stay in character, I might have to interrupt a couple times to make sure we have things correct. We're learning as we're going, so usually I don't like to pull up the rules and things like that in the middle of a game, but that assumes I know how to
Yeah,
play the game.
yeah. I might even whip the book out and look up a rule.
Oh my
I know.
god. Oh, do you have that cheat sheet?
I was looking around for it. I'm
Yeah,
not
that
sure
means
what
no.
it means now. Yeah, I at
That
least have the book, but
that just reminds me I should probably open it.
yeah, I think we'll be
Alrighty.
okay for the most part.
There we go. Alrighty, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Lucius finds himself in the city of Meeros, the familiar city streets. The sun is pouring into the alleyways as the hustle and bustle of the city, um, lively as ever. It's been a few months since the earthquake that ravaged the city. The city has recovered well. A um, not dirty, but definitely not clean street urchin approaches you and pipes up to deliver a message. The queen
Um,
desires your attention.
I'm a little surprised. I look towards the urchin. Were you speaking to me? You said the queen?
Yes, Queen Herethos desires you to meet with her tonight. It is a very important matter.
And so she sent you. Right. Uh, I'll be seeing you. I continue walking down the street.
Lucius, he exclaims.
I stop suddenly, realizing he knows my name.
The
I
queen.
turn slowly around. Have
He
you known me? Who are you?
he once again draws near to you. I'm a nobody, but the queen, Queen Herethos, desires you to meet her tonight. Meet her near your barracks by the Poison Pomegranate Tavern.
Hmm. What what is this about?
That I cannot
I
say.
furrow my brow. I see. I suppose I suppose you already got your calling. Anything else I should know?
He begins to walk away before turning around at the last moment. It has something to do with Kara, and then he walks away.
Could it be now? I think to myself. I rub my forehead like I always do when I'm thinking. I should check up on her. And I begin walking toward the temple in the center of the city.
When you arrive at the temple, it's also back to its former glory. There's many scholars, there's many apprentices, even the city guard are back at it.
Okay.
The entranceway
I
is bustling. There's all manner of people entering and exiting.
I make my way through the bustling crowd slowly. I keep wondering to myself what's going on, and I go to the temple entrance. I speak to one of the guards there. Do you know if Kara is in?
The guard looks at you. Oh, hey, how's it going, Lucius? Uh, sorry, you said Kara?
Yes, one of the. Well, I guess that means you don't know her. One of. She works in the temple,
Oh,
but it's going okay. I kind of rub my right arm. Still acts up now and then.
he kind of leans on his spear. Like, no, 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 I do recognize the name. I was just surprised. She's not been here for, uh, quite some time at least. Couple days, maybe a week.
Really? You know what she's up to?
He holds his chin, kind of strokes a little bit. I don't really know much about what the priests and the priestesses do here, but last I heard is she was going on some sort of pilgrimage. I think it was Kopesh. She was going to Kopesh, the city just not too far.
Kopesh. Okay, I make a mental note. Kopesh. All right. Well, you've been great help. Uh, you take care of yourself. And I wave off, and begin walking away.
He waves back at you and turns to another guard not too far away. Like, I can't believe it. I'm so glad I got to see Lucius. He's a hero. The other guard looks at him, shakes his head.
I chuckle to myself, only acknowledging the first guard in my mind. um, I think about going to the poison pomegranate, but I'll just be nervous the whole time if I get there early. So I walk to my home. I go to the front door, walk in, greet my family.
Your two children run to you, excited that their dad has come home, while the sound of cooking can be heard from your kitchen. A familiar voice from your wife. Is that you, Lucius?
It's me, it's me. I rub the kids on their head, walk into the where she's cooking. This smells delicious, but I'm gonna have to be at the poison pomegranate tonight.
She
Um,
is sort of whisking in a pot. She looks up at you. The poison pomegranate? I've not known you to go there since you were in the academy. What's got you going there tonight?
oh, it's got something to do with Kara. I I don't know. I think the I I kind of remind myself that the kids are always listening to everything I say, so I lower my voice a little bit. Um, Someone gave me a message saying that the Queen wanted me to go there tonight. I of course doubted it at first, but this messenger knew me by name somehow. So anyway, I'm supposed to be there tonight, and it has something to do with Kara. And I checked at the temple, and supposedly she hasn't been there for a few days or maybe a week.
Your wife cracks a smirking smile. Honey, of course he knows your name. You're kind of a city hero ever since you exonerated Anathame. I mean, everyone knows about uh, the gossip about Anathame and misogynisties. I mean, it only follows they know you.
You really think everybody knows me?
She laughs. Well, maybe I just like to think of my husband more of a hero than he really is.
Hmm. Maybe I should start thinking the way you do. And I consider for a moment, chuckled, but I'm still in deep thought. I turn to her. Do you think I should go? Do you think it's a trick? It, this messenger did seem a little suspicious.
She stops cooking for a second, puts her hand on her hip. She says, I mean, from what I remember, isn't that tavern right next to the barracks? Seems like a
It is.
pretty horrible place to try and ambush somebody.
That is true. Plus, this messenger seems to know something about Kara's whereabouts, or at least the Queen does.
She raises her eyebrows. The queen?
The messenger claims to have been sent by the Queen. Hmm.
She puts the cooking aside and quickly hurries to the table. Says, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, if you're meeting the queen, you need to wear some nicer clothes. I'll go grab something from the bedroom."
Right, of course. It hadn't even crossed my mind. I smell the stew and sit down. Um, if you're quick with that stew, maybe I can eat some and then go. I wait, kind of play with my kids as they're uh, playing around.
They are playing with little uh like doll action figures. They're caricatures of Anathame and Lucius. Your wife comes back from the bedroom with a colorful coat. Says, "Here, here, you can wear this tonight." And yes, the soup. It's actually just finishing up now. She walks over to the counter and sprinkles the last couple ingredients in.
Perfect. Um, I go and change into my new clothes and come back. I look out the window, check where the sun is at. I think I'll have to be quick. I grab a bowl of the soup, sit down, and kind of scarf it down quickly. Tell my wife this good, good as always. Tell her I love her and hug and kiss the kids and head out.
You hear the kid saying, "Bye, Daddy. See you when you get home." At the Poison Pomegranate Tavern, the moon is now in the sky. The tavern is much less boisterous than you remember. Um, the street is lit with oil lanterns and torches of the city guard as they patrol. The tavern is just like you remember it from the outside.
I extinguish my own torch, kind of tie it to a loop on my belt, and walk up to the door and open it and head right in, taking in all of the old sights and smells.
At the entranceway, there is a servant in a hooded cloak. He welcomes you and says, "Hello, Lucius. We've been expecting you. I am Ampulos. I will take you to the Queen now."
I look at him. I look around. The queen is here.
The tavern is completely empty. Even the barkeep has left the counter. Ampulos gestures towards a back room and says, "Yes, the Queen is in here. Follow me."
I hesitate for a moment, thinking about all the guards around. I makes sense. And I follow him to the back room.
Ampulos opens the door, and inside the room there is none other but Queen Herathos with 6 of her well-trained guards uh, ready to welcome you.
I salute the soldiers and give a bow to the queen. And I wait until she speaks first.
She reaches forth with her scepter and taps you on the shoulder. Says, "Welcome, Lucius. Please have a seat." And gestures towards a chair to your left.
I say, "Thank you, my queen." And I go to that chair and sit down, looking around expectantly.
"Thank you for attending my summons." She resettles herself in the chair that she's in. "It is now the second moon since that dreadful earthquake which befell our beautiful city. Although those responsible for the political machinations of the disaster have been dealt with, of course thanks to you, Lucius, there is a single perpetrator who remains at large. The one who caused the catastrophe itself. She called upon Mythras to intervene, and our god is not a subtle god. I speak of
Indeed.
I speak of Kara, the priestess of our bull god.
Um, I am silent for a moment and I say to the queen, um, I do not understand yet, but if you explain, I will listen.
She nods an approving nod. Kara called down Mythras to cause the earthquake, and she, knowing her misdeeds, has fled to the conquered city of Kopesh. There's a shrine of Mythras there. Normally, I would call upon my scarlet spears to bring her back for trial, but many within my guard have split loyalties due to their religious connections to our god. So instead, I ask you to enact my will in their stead.
I hesitate just for an instant, try to hide the hesitation. Yes, my queen. You have my word.
She chuckles and turns to one of the guards. Truly the hero of Meeros. I have not even offered him the reward yet, and he already agrees. She laughs, and the other guards, they don't move an inch.
My queen, it is my duty to protect Meeros.
She says, "Be that as it may, I offer gold, lands, or even titles if you would just bring back the woman responsible for the deaths of hundreds of innocents in our city. Will you aid me in my search for justice?" She puts out her hand in a ceremonial uh, handshake.
I say, yes, my queen. I stand up and reach out to her hand, bow before her again. And I wait for her to, before I get up.
She shakes your hand and then releases, and she looks at her guards and says, "Go ahead, you two, escort Lucius out. We will be leaving later." And they take a couple steps toward you. "Sir?"
And I follow them out of the back room and out of the tavern.
The street is just as quiet as it was when you entered. The familiar guardsman walks by. It's still lit.
Like, give a slight greeting to the guards who escorted me, and breathe in and breathe out, and slowly start walking home, looking at the stars as I do so, thinking about all this.
When
I,
you arrive home, uh, the kids are in bed. Your wife is waiting for you in the main room and greets you uh, when you enter.
I give her a greeting as well. I say, it's been a long day. Should get ready for bed. I'll be heading out in the morning.
She looks at you. "Well, aren't you going to tell me what happened?"
Oh, sure. Let me lie down first. I lie down. I say, listen, there's one more enemy of Meeros that hasn't been taken care of. As you know, the earthquake that happened around a month ago was brought down by Mythras, but it was because of the pleading of Kara.
Your wife
You see,
gasps.
I looked at her. I know I put my hand on her arm, but isn't it true? Hundreds of innocents have died in our city.
She kind of backs away and sits down, shaking subtly.
Is it not true? I kind of
Yes, you're right. You're right.
I shift, just sitting on the side of the bed, kind of put my hands like this. My duty is my duty, is it not?
She leans on you, putting her head on your shoulder. Yes, it's true. I can only imagine how she felt, though, seeing her sister about to be executed for something she hadn't done. The crimes that you exonerated her of. I I can see why she did it, but so many died.
You remind me of my own feelings. I have my own loyalty to Anathyme as a hero, and my Cirrus knows I committed several acts of violence in order to exonerate her. In a way, Kara was doing the same, but she took it too far, didn't she?
She straightens up, not leaning on you anymore, and stands up. I don't envy your position, Lucius, but I'm sure my Cirrus will guide you. Let's get some rest.
My Cirrus. My Cirrus brought this earthquake on us in the first place. I lay down, closed my eyes.
In the morning, a guardsman uh, delivers plans from the queen, a note detailing the easiest way to get to and fastest way to get to Kopesh is by ship. Um, the queen does not wish to draw attention by sending her own ship, and so she's arranged for passage on a merchant's galley.
I fold up the note, put it away, put on my armor, my weapons, and my things. It's early in the morning. I turn to my wife and I tell her, my duty is my duty, and I'm loyal to the queen. And in any case, and I have another thought, but I hold it back.
Your wife
Um,
steps closer to you. Lucius, I'm I'm worried for you. The the queen is right calling for justice to for Kara, but I don't know what to think if you're caught between the queen and my Cirrus.
I weigh things in my head. Thank you for looking out for me, but I look at her and I look at the kids. Um,
The kids are still asleep in their bed.
this family is dependent on my carrying out my orders, so I'll be doing that. You stay safe here. Take care of the kids. And I walk out the front door. I
The
take a look out again, detailing the way to the that merchant ship.
it's a familiar ship to you. Uh, it delivers things into the uh, the Meeros port all the time. The ship is leaving in about in 30 minutes.
All right, better get a move on. I quickly fold it, put it away again.
Hmm.
I'm walking, briskly walking, um, thinking to myself, still weighing things. Even with the ship so close, I'm still weighing things in my mind. But I think about what might happen if I disobey my orders. All the guards in the city know where my family is. So I quickly put those thoughts out of my mind.
Roll me an oppose roll with your passions. Choose two.
All right, we'll do loyalty to Meeros, success, and love family, failure. Or maybe I should do loyalty to squad against love family.
I think Meeros is good.
Okay. So
All right.
loyalty to Meeros comes up.
All right. The captain subtly welcomes you to the ship and quickly hurries you below deck. The first mate guides you down and says to you, "It should be a quick trip to Kopesh. The Queen is paying us handily for your transport. It should be about 2 days. Very easy trip. We do it all the time. The Queen has instructed us not to ask any questions, and I am happy to oblige. There's extra gold for it." He
I give a
chuckles.
slight smile, kind of pat him on the arm. That's great. That's great. Oh, I'm glad to see an honest man making his coin.
He
I'll I'll make my way down to my quarters.
he lets out a jovial laugh and says, "Yes, yes, yes. These He walks a couple yards down the hallway and turns to his right through a doorway. These will be your quarters. Very comfortable. If you need anything, just call us. Let us know. We are here to serve you, our esteemed guest."
Well, all right. I appreciate it. And
He walks away.
after he walks away, I go in the room, close the door. I look around, feeling like life is just suddenly sped up. I look into that out the window, looking at the bay, and just sit down on a cot.
Hmm. When you when the merchant ship arrives in Kopesh, the sea air is calming. The rocking of the ship has um, a lulling effect to it. The Kopesh port is nowhere near as extravagant or large as Meeros, but it still is very vibrant with trade. The first mate pats you on the back as he also looks over the port side of the ship and says, "Well, that was the easiest 200 silver I think I ever made. You enjoy your time in Kopesh. I've heard that it's
Hey,
it's not as nice as Miros, but they they know how to have a good time."
I say, I laugh. 200 silver for one trip. You're right, that is nice. And you know what? No, nothing's as nice as Miros, but I'm sure they're just fine. Start packing up my things, have my armor on again, my shield and broadsword, and I put a cloak over my armor. I start walking down that hallway, up onto the deck, feel the wind in my hair, some of the salt in it from the sea. I look out onto Kopesh, wondering just how I'm going to do this.
The captain catches you just before you can step off the ship. He says, "Now I know you're a Miros boy, but as nice as this city may look, if you look a little closer, you'll see it's a little run down. And you may or may not know this, but it is a little bit famed for its thievery. All the ship captains know to be careful around Kopesh."
Ah, thank you for the heads up. I extend my hand, uh,
He shakes your
shake his
hand.
hand. All right, I'll be off. I turn and walk down the ramp onto the port
It's a
into Kopesh.
it's a stony harbor. This port. The crowds are bustling. The way towards the center of Kopesh is very clear. There's um, many other ships docked in the port right now.
I pull my hood over my head and start looking for a place to live for the next few days, unpack and settle in, looking around for an inn.
The exit, or rather, entrance to the city from the port is manned by a guard, a familiar Miros uniform with a crested helmet. He welcomes you and says, "Business or pleasure?"
Uh, Business.
"Yes, yes." He writes with a quill in a ledger. "Well, do you need any directions around town? Have you been to Kopesh before?"
I've been. I'll be fine without directions. But I appreciate that.
"Yes, yes. Is there anything to declare?"
Declare? I think
"Yes,
about it.
yes. Any
I
wares, any spices, any He looks at you with his eyebrow raised. Any women?
I chuckle to myself. No time for that, I'm afraid. Um, Nothing to declare, I'd say.
Fine, fine.
Just
Enjoy
a
the
few
city.
silvers on one person. All right then. Thank you, sir. I walk through the entrance. Do you want to call it here or keep going?
We can call it here if you want. I mean, it's a little late, but
Yeah, we can go ahead and call it, I guess.
all right, cool. What a great roleplay session where we rolled one time.
I know. I
that
know. We're always worried. We're like, oh, it's a big book. Mythras is crunchy, and then we just do like one roll.
was funny.
We
Now,
were fine.
I do enjoy, because I'm not sure what you were thinking for what Lucius' actions would be. Um, what do you think about me asking for the passion roll, the opposed roll?
That was like absolutely perfect. I don't know why I didn't think of to just roll it. I mean, well, I guess you should ask for it, but yeah, that was absolutely warranted. Um, I'm sure that's why they put it in the adventure. You know, they're like, look, our game can do this.
The
But
yeah, right.
I don't know
Although
if I
to be
rolled the
fair,
passion.
um, you're not necessarily like supposed to be playing a character that helped Kara.
Yeah, that's true. That's just what my actions were in the last adventure, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's carrying over, which is cool.
Yeah. The I really so how do I say this? Reading through the module was very different than playing because a couple things. A, I have horrible reading comprehension.
Really?
At least when I'm like running the game, I'll like look at my notes and then I'll just completely misread them. Um,
Uh,
which is fine. But also the uh this I guess intro really to this kind of mini campaign has been much more interesting than what the module has written down because it's so dry and so like all right, let's
oh yeah.
get to the game. Um, but I really
Mhm.
like that we're not really trying to fast forward. We're not trying to speed things along too much.
Yeah. There's a couple times you kind of fast travel me, but it
Yeah, I did
was
want to
clear
talk
I
about
was
that.
going. Yeah, it was clear I was going there, so
Okay, did you feel there was too much of that? Too little? Did you feel like I was moving you around
no,
too much?
not at all. I think there was one time you did it when I didn't like I didn't necessarily say I was done or that I was gonna go there yet. I don't remember what it was,
I was like, it didn't
but
matter.
it didn't like I was just about to go there anyway. So
Okay.
yeah,
I really like because the module, of course, doesn't have anything about you or your family. Um,
mhm.
but I like how it's even though you're not in Meeros
Especially
anymore, you're in a completely different place. It's still core to your character, as it would be, right?
yeah, the family aspect is becoming huge. I keep thinking of like one of those military shows.
That's what I was thinking of. You know, it's like where
That's what it feels like. Yeah,
you're like, hey, you're getting deployed, and they're like, oh no, will come back to me, blah 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 blah.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like what is that show? The Unit or something?
I don't know. This is probably the most gay roleplay session I've ever been in.
I was thinking that like this is a little okay.
This is a little hmm. but
We'll let the viewers at home decide what they think
all
about
right.
that scene.
If you thought that I was a raging homosexual, make sure to like the video. No. But I didn't feel strange at all role playing your wife.
No, it's fine.
I didn't
I'm gonna
really
put that.
roleplay the kids because they don't really. Kids don't matter. Kids are stupid.
They're retarded.
Oh gosh, no. Kids are just little human beings who have not learned anything yet.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
both kids. True. Kids are stupid, but it's not their fault.
just as
Kids
an
are.
aside, what armor does your character have?
Oh. So with like my full, I went ahead and put on like my full armor because I'm going on a mission.
Yeah.
So I've got half plate on head, chest, and abdomen,
Hmm.
and then padded or quilted on everywhere else, arms and legs.
Cool.
Um, I don't know if I wrote exactly what we described that as, but yeah, it's like a Roman half plate with
Hmm.
some padded armor under there. Yeah.
Did you it? You never read this module, right? Or did you?
No, I didn't. No.
What are you thinking so far about the developments, or at least the intro?
Oh, dude. Oh, well, like the module itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. The module itself seems like is probably pretty straightforward. The
Mm,
way we're doing it is gonna be much cooler.
I think so. Reading through the
I think there's
module.
gonna be lots of opposed passion roles, like a lot of them.
Mm,
Or
mm,
if not a lot, like they're gonna make a big difference.
I agree. I think that it I think it's much better that the that you play as characters that were involved in the last, like helping with in Meeros, was it
Oh,
Meeros
it's some of
Falling? I think is what
yeah.
the yeah, in the Game Masters pack. That I think that it's good. It really introduces another layer for the characters. And it's funny that you were saying like it reminds you of like a military show or movie, because that's exactly what I was thinking or like imagining. I was like, this seems like the intro to like I can see it playing out in my head, and it's not a plot device movie where all the characters are just like, all right,
Yeah.
now time to go, because um characters are
I'm
just
acting like a real character, hopefully. I think I
hopefully.
am.
But yeah, I think funnily
I
enough, this is definitely, I told you maybe 3 to 4 sessions. This is gonna take much longer than that.
okay. I can try to be on time next week so we can play longer. But even with that, you think it'll be longer?
um, I mean, if we play like a 2.5 hour session, we can probably get through a lot. 2.5 hours is a lot. I mean, good God, if we do a 3 or 4 hour session, we'll get through a ton. That or you'll just die. That's one thing
Oh
that
yeah.
I so this is definitely a module made for like more than one person.
Oh,
um
okay.
and I have no idea. One, I just don't really like balancing things. I hated doing it with D&D. I don't want to do it with Mythras because Mythras, I think one of its strengths is that no one cares about the balance. Doesn't matter. Um, so we'll see how it goes with one person, and I think that it'll be exciting because you're gonna have to find different ways of going about things, or you're gonna find ways to fight completely unfair because that's what you would do if you needed
Yes,
to.
I'm very excited for that.
This definitely, I mean, spoilers. Who cares? It's obvious because of just the nature of this is a very typical module, if I'm being honest. Like reading through it, I'm like, okay, this is like the further the module goes along, the more I'm like, okay, this is more and more kind of D&D ish, sort of like the pace. right? Where it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of combat.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It's not a lot of combat. It's not like D&D dungeon crawl levels of combat where it's like every room is like, oh boy, another 2d6 goblins. Definitely not like that.
Yeah. Please no.
Did were you thrown off at all the fact that I just fast forwarded through 2 days of sea travel? Did you want to role play that? No.
I wasn't gonna do anything.
Yeah, you didn't really say that your character was planning on doing anything on the ship, so I just fast forwarded through it.
Yeah, yeah. For me, if I want to do something, I'll say it.
Hmm.
So if I say I'm just resting on the cot, maybe I should say rest on the cot until the next day,
Yeah.
you know,
You know
or
what would
rest.
be good?
I I hole up in my room until we get there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it'd be better if I'm more specific.
Yeah, something
But
like that. Or even just like if you want to do something the next day, you can say, I lay in my cot, planning my next day on the ship in my mind. Then that signals to me it's like, oh, we can't fast forward. There's something that he wants to do. Um,
that's better. Yeah.
I think, yeah, yeah, yeah. If and we're still learning, so if I fast forward you or something like that, you can just be like, oh wait, hold on, I wanted to do something else.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Yeah.
think you know. I want to stay immersed when
Hmm.
I'm role playing 100% of the time. But if I have to step out and say something, it's okay. It's not well, it's not desired, but it's like if it's like the one time you have to say something, okay, no biggie. We'll get over it, you know?
Yeah, it's like what's more jarring in terms of like taking you out of your role play, having to say two sentences out of character, or your character doesn't do something that they obviously would,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
And that,
Well,
that could be some fun topics for videos.
that's true. That's true. Oh, you know what was funny? I started taking notes because I was laughing in my head because when you were on the ship, um,
Uh-huh.
I realized I had when the I was describing when you got to Kopesh that I didn't anchor where what was happening, and since it was fast forwarded, I figured what I can kind of move your character just a little bit. So I was saying, oh yeah, the first mate pats you on the back as y'all both overlook the port side of the ship. Because I was thinking y'all were already up on the top deck, like looking at the port. But then you were like, I walk out of the hallway and go up to the top deck. And I was like, oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah, I guess I missed that. Well, I don't guess. Clearly, I missed that.
Well, I just thought I didn't know if you thought I was saying something else, like maybe y'all were like looking at the port side of like a porthole or something. Like, what were you envisioning, or were you just like not?
um, I was just not.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, yeah, he's talking to me. Okay.
He's like, all right,
My
fast
bad.
forward, buddy. Come on, GM, shut up. I want to play the game.
We'll roll some dice.
I want to
No.
roll. One thing that I will say, and this might help just kind of your character, maybe the way you roleplay your character, is there's a lot of things written into the module that are like, ask for this check, and then if they succeed this check, then they get this information. Um,
Uh-huh.
then it's like, um, I guess it's kind of tougher since it's a one-on-one session.
Mm-hmm.
But like there were, and I don't really want to say, I don't really care. I was gonna say I don't want to give any spoilers,
That's fine.
but I don't. I expect you not to metagame. If you metagame, I'm just kicking you out of my family. There, you are going to be an RPG orphan. um, But
family review.
where is
Here
it?
it is.
Yeah, so it has the
Bet y'all had no idea we're related. There you go. Family review.
questioning. So there's one thing it says: questioning the queen exposes her worry concerning the political situation in the city, which you didn't even question her. You're just like, all right, queen. Simp. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I was being a total simp to the queen. I'm like, whatever you say, queen.
It is the queen. I am a soldier. Um,
Yeah.
let me see here.
The soldiers follow orders.
Oh yeah, and it says it's talking about like she's worried about revolt and political unrest, and then it says any character who succeeds in a role against their custom skill notes that none of the 6 senators of the Queen's voice are in attendance, suggesting that she suspects even them. And I'm just like, if you're role playing, at what
Mm-hmm.
point would I, or at what point would you do like something that would be like, ah, yes, roll your custom skill? Like
I have no
maybe,
idea.
yeah, right. Like maybe you could say, okay, there's only her guards here, but that seems kind of normal. Like, okay, it's the queen and her guards this is obviously like a subterfugal like type thing, type situation.
Yeah.
They're just
Doesn't it say none of her regular 6 guards are here? Is that what it said?
no. So I guess technically maybe you would have to have lore information. I should have given you a lore dump at the beginning. Oh
Good.
God. No, but none of her the 6 senators of the Queen's voice. So it's like her inner circle,
Oh.
which of course you don't know about that because this is a fake
They're her
world.
inner.
Maybe Lucius would know, but like I'm not giving you a lore dump. Who
I don't care.
cares? Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe if you, oh, you know what? If you said like, Queen, why are you, why did you set up this meeting, um, this secret meeting? Then maybe I could say, roll customs, right? You know, but that's just kind of like me as a GM being like, I want to give him the information, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, would I ask that? Because maybe I was just too accepting of this whole situation and I should have asked.
I
Uh,
mean, I don't think so.
I don't, yeah,
I mean, you could,
kind of, it's conceivable. Maybe someone
yeah.
would ask, but I don't think,
Yeah, so
you know.
I'm just saying, I would just brought that up to kind of, I guess, give you some time to introspect and think, you know what, maybe I don't have to just be like just speaking um how do I say it? Like we can go even slower and like elongate the conversations and not be so
Mhm,
topical. Like you don't have to follow whatever the authoritative figure in the room, whatever they're talking about. You can branch onto other subjects, you know?
mhm.
So like
Yeah, lead the action
e-
wherever I feel like it.
exactly. I was okay, so full on. I was expecting. I was completely prepared because this is the nice thing about being a not a no prep challenge. As much as I love those, I can think about things ahead of time when I'm preparing. um,
Yeah,
I was fully prepared for you as Lucius just to be like, "Nope, Queen, you're wrong. I will follow my God. I'm not doing this for you."
I thought about it,
You
but
could straight up,
oh,
if you want to do that kind of stuff, do it. That is perfectly fine. I would have probably called for a roll, like a passion roll,
mhm.
and then if if your passion was succeeded, right, then I was completely prepared to do it that way. So
Yeah, that would be great.
we're still
Also,
sorry. Go ahead.
if anyone's watching this confused about the passion roll, like, oh, you have to roll to see if you want to do what you wanted to do, taking your agency away. I created the passion. My agency is not taken away. I
Yeah.
chose to have that passion that I'm rolling against. So
Yeah, the way I think about it, it's like no one is crying, "Oh, my agency," when they miss with their sword, right? So it's
exactly.
like you have a stat that shows how much you care about certain things as a character. I like being able to use that, not only to guide your role playing as just like, oh, I can see that these are my passions, these are my loyalties on the sheet, but when those loyalties and loves and things conflict, you have a mechanical way to decide, okay, how would Lucius decide in this moment, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I like that. I really like passions as a mechanic. In fact, you know what? Who is it?
Yeah.
Matt E on the in the Mythras Discord. I love it because
Yeah.
I'm fully behind him on this because people are always like, well, why would my character surrender? Because in the Mythras core rulebook, it talks about compel surrender. And it's like some game masters may want to only use these for NPCs, this special effect.
Mhm.
And to which Matt E, who I completely agree, is like, why? If your character fails the willpower roll, they surrender. It's like, but my
Yeah.
agency is like, shut up. You made the character. Their willpower sucks.
Yeah. You chose the willpower.
It's like,
Exactly.
but it's not the optimal play. Shut up. It's I
He gets
for
all spirited about it. I like
I love it
this.
too. It's me and Matt also disagree on some things as well, but that thing I'm like, oh yeah, he's right. Careful, he's a hero. What's that Spider-Man quote?
Mhm.
um, but yeah, that's we didn't really do too much mechanically with Mythras that time, except for the passions, which is like the coolest part. So I think other BRP
Yes.
systems have passions. I have no idea how they differ in Mythras versus other BRP games. I do know that if you're trying to like you have to roll to see if you succeed your passion before you can like add it to certain things in other BRP systems. In Mythras,
Okay.
you can just augment. You don't have to roll the augment. It's like, all right, I have a 8 Reese's Pieces passion. I don't have to roll
Yeah.
my hate Reese's Pieces passion to see, okay, can I add this to like this scene? Can I be better because I hate Reese's Pieces? And they're trying to shove Reese's Pieces in my mouth. I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
you can just say, yes, I do not want to eat the Reese's Pieces. I will augment my willpower with hate Reese's Pieces.
Exactly. That's what it's there for. I've seen some people do it the other way,
I saw
but
a
to me, like,
BLG do it that way, but I think it's because they're used to
yeah,
another system. And
it's that.
what's the word? Um, they were like, yeah, we messed up some of the rules. This is just as an example. It was the combat video. That was such a good video.
Y'all check that out if you haven't seen Black Lodge Games. I don't have remember the title, but
It'll be
it's
in the
a
description.
combat. Yeah, I'll add it in the description.
Yeah.
It's an actual play that's actually not boring.
All right, cool.
I
I can't.
mean,
Sorry.
depending. Adept says all actual plays are boring.
All actual plays are boring, but that was the least boring.
Right.
It was more exciting when they premiered it, so that was nice being able to talk to people. I had
Yeah,
to resist rules luring the whole time because that would have been so lame.
I know, I know.
It's like, dude, how could you not remember this rule in the heat of the moment while you're trying to make a fast-paced actual play?
I meanwhile me, I've read the book 3 times. I didn't see anything wrong at all. I need to read the book again.
It's
Anyway,
definitely a crunchy system.
I think it is, but as we play it, it's just gonna feel more and more simple to us.
It's a intuitive crunchy system.
That's what I was gonna say. Everything's intuitive, diegetic.
Diegetic. You're not getting any experience rolls, by the way, for this session.
Oh, true. I just slept on the boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's be real. How many days did you actually do something?
Didn't do anything. I talked with my wife. Ugh, I need 4 experience rolls.
Cringe talking to women. You talk to your wife, and then you talk to the queen. Oh my god. I should have made the first mate and the captain women too. I couldn't remember. Oh, you know what? Did we ever decide the genders of your kids? Because I did not remember.
I don't know if I even wrote that.
All right.
Let
I
me see. Okay,
need.
I have 2 daughters. They're 2 and 4 years old.
Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't say that they were sons then, because I could not remember. So I just said the children. Das Kind.
That's keen.
I
Oh, and
need.
I'm 25.
Oh, nice.
And my wife is the same age, I guess. Or maybe like 23. I don't know.
I needed a third monitor because I need to be able to like reference more. I just need a giant monitor.
That'd be cool. I just have the dice roller on the left half and my character sheet on the right half. Working
Yeah,
great.
I have like you and me, and then I have the dice roller, which I didn't roll any dice, so who cares? And then I have on my side screen all my notes that I have to keep flipping through. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be nice to have just a little bit more space, but it's whatever. All right.
I've got a little notepad here, notepad app.
Yes, I have my
It's like
notepad as well.
he's on that notepad pack. We'll make a video about that later about notepads.
Oh, God.
But we have talked long enough, I think.
I think so too. If you've made it to the end of this video, you should have listened to it on 2x speed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. If you watched it all, thank you. Leave a comment, roast us to your heart's content, whatever. Subscribe twice. Anyways,
As
I think that's
Gruff
it.
Donar, my favorite and only VTuber that I watch, as he says, talk about us at your dinner table. All right.
Nice.
Good to
All right,
go.
take care, y'all. Bye.